Hello everybody, this is Brian with Vermillion Enterprises. Today is May 29th, 2025. I'm going to put together a little video here today talking about what dealers such as myself can expect to make on generic silver. Because everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people get upset when dealers such as myself will buy generic silver behind the spot price of silver. Right now on generic silver, ranging up to and including the 100 ounce pieces, we buy it at the spot price of silver minus $1 per ounce. And right now silver is $33.37 per ounce. So if I were buying generic silver at this point right now, I'd be paying $32.37 per ounce for it. That's for 1 ounce rounds, 5 ounce bars, 10 ounce bars, 100 ounce bars, stuff like that, kilos, that type of material, also including foreign silver coins also. All right, and so what does a dealer actually make on that? Okay, so I can tell you categorically right now, there is a glut of generic silver coming in the door compared to what is going out the door in a retail sense. So we got a lot, the delta between in and out is significant right now in the favor of coming in. And that means over the counter. So if I am paying $1 back, that means I'm paying $32.37 per ounce. Right now, depending on what it is, 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce, 100 ounce bars, I can expect to get from a wholesale or a refining position, I can expect to get minus 10 cents per ounce, up to minus 50 cents per ounce. That's depending on what it is, it's going to fit in that window. All right, so if I buy 500 ounces of silver, and that's pretty much what you want to do business with here on a wholesale level. So I'm not buying 80 ounces across the counter and then locking that in with one of my trading partners. No, this needs to be around the 500 ounce level just to make sure that shipping makes sense, because we still got to ship the material out either to the refinery or to a wholesaler who is taking it. So you want to make sure it's worth your while, because we operate on pretty narrow margins, as you're going to find out here pretty soon. All right, so if someone comes in and sells me 500 ounces of silver, and let's say I can wholesale that for minus 10 cents. All right, so assuming silver's 33.37, right? I'm going to pay $1 back, so 32.37 times that by 500. That is $16,185. So that's what I'm going to pay for generic silver that comes in across the counter on May 29th, 2025, right at this second, with silver being what it is. Obviously, that's always changing. We always use the live price at the time of a transaction. Obviously, premiums change too. So if you're watching this video a year from now, probably won't be paying $1 back. It'll be some other number. Remember, these videos are evergreen. Okay, so back to it. So that means I'm paying $16,185 for every 500 ounces of silver that comes in. If I can get a dime back, so 10 cents back, I would be getting $16,635 back from the refinery before shipping costs. All right, remember, I gotta ship it, that's not free. All right, so that delta is $450. So on that $16,185 that I lay out there, I'm going to get back $450 before my shipping costs. All right, now if it's 50 cents back, a lower window, a lower tier, lower desirability product, I'm going to get $16,435 back. Remember, my initial investment was $16,185. So that delta is $250 per box, so per 500 ounces. So on 500 ounces of generic silver that's coming in right now, I can expect to make $250 to $450 per 500 ounces of generic silver using various trading partners. All right, so $250 to $450 per 500 ounces of generic silver that come in. So that in percentage points is a 1.5 to 2.8% profit margin for Vermillion Enterprises right now. That's pretty tight, guys and gals. But if you've stayed tuned to this channel, we've talked about that in the past, how that is the bullion market. All right, that is the window that we operate in as bullion dealers. That is where we're at. This is an extraordinarily cutthroat business. It is a very cutthroat industry here locally. And we are making sure that we stay 100% competitive with our nearby competitors, because we want you coming in here. We want you doing business with Vermillion Enterprises, right? And we try to make if you watch our videos, our premium videos, you know that we're extraordinarily 100% transparent with our buy-sell prices, because we want to make the transaction one of two things. Well, we want to make them two things. One is we want to make them as problem-free as possible, and we want you in and out of the shop as fast as possible, because our narrow margins predict that. All right, they not predict it, but they predicate that. We're making 1.5 to 2.8% on generic silver right now, guys and gals. That's got to be a boom, 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 boom process for it to make sense for the shop. And so that is the math on generic silver right now today. Obviously, things are always changing, okay? And that also means, well, if we're operating with those narrow margins and giving the risk of what shipping is these days out to the public, it doesn't really, the benefit of doing so has kind of waned. And, you know, talking with a lot of my other trading partners out there, shipping has become a nightmare. And we've experienced it, others have experienced it. So we're really kind of picking and choosing our what we're doing right now with the way of shipping, especially smaller packages out the door. So all of that comes into play. So I just want to break down the math for you there. 1.5 to 2.8% on generic silver is what a dealer who is buying across the counter can expect to get in a wholesale setting, which right now we are relying on our wholesale or refining partners. Now that's if the dealer's paying $1 back. Now here's another reason why I wanted to do this video today. About 2 or 3 months ago, I told you guys and gals I was working on another project, and that other project is paying off very significantly for me today. Already today, one transaction that happened at 6:15 this morning, I covered my entire nut for the day plus. So I haven't even opened up the doors. It's 8:10 a.m. right now here in Florida, and I'm already up $300 for the day. And that is because I've chose to expand my business to other parameters. I'm not going to get into what that is, because again, this is a very cutthroat business. My competitors are watching me, and so I'm not going to let in on what that situation is. But I'm already up $300 for the day, so I can operate on a percent basis that is this tight. All right, because everything already moving forward for me is pure profit for the day. Every little deal, whether it's a little bullshit 1 penny weight of 10-karat gold, or whether it's I buy 100 gold eagles, is all profit for me before I even open the doors today. Other dealers don't have that going on, guys and gals. So when you go into their shops and you see, okay, they're offering you 2 back or maybe 3 back, don't shit on them. Don't get upset with them, okay? It's that they have different operating costs and different revenue streams than I have, than what APMEX has, than what SD Bullion or some of the other larger players out there. So understand, one of the biggest refineries that I do business with, I'm not going to name their names, I do a significant amount of business with them. Last year it was like 20 million. That's a small part of their business. You know what the big part of their business is? Real estate. So they have in the refinery, this is amazing, right? In the refinery, they have their refining operations going on, and that's part of it. The other part of, in the same building, they have this major real estate operation going on. So they can, I'm sure it's all about accounting and numbers for them, but they're playing in both worlds at the exact same time. And that's how a lot of these organizations operate. Just because they're buying and selling silver and gold and platinum bullion products, that doesn't mean that's their only revenue stream. So a lot of the smaller shops, maybe that is their only revenue stream. And so I've always been an advocate 100% on my channel here. Since day one, you can go back. I've always been an advocate to support your local coin shop, support your local coin dealer. 100%. You go back and watch all my videos. I've always been an advocate of that. And I still am 100%. But you have to understand what one store can offer or buy something at for shouldn't be the stalwart on how you judge another store, because you may have a store that is in, let's say, a relatively remote area, all right, that may not have the level of business, the transaction level that a store in Central Florida does. Remember, I've talked about this. Florida is the 15th largest economy in the world, all right? There's a shit ton of money here in Florida that accesses stores like mine. That's why it is so tight, so competitive here in Florida, in this area where I'm at. When I say, I buy gold scrap at 90% of its value, there's others, not in Spring Hill, that will do that, but within an hour's drive that will do that. And not one other, not two other, there's at least 4 others that I can name. So, and it's because even at 90% on gold scrap, we're still making money. Okay, and we all want to make something. It's better to make something than nothing. And so this video is really just to show, just to highlight how tight this market is, literally making 1.5 to 2.8%. I'm shitting rainbows when I'm making 2.8% on a deal. That is actually a pretty rare occurrence here in the shop, especially when dealing with wholesale partners, trading partners. So it's more between the 1 to 2% window that we're usually operating with. So so that's 1%. So I want to highlight that. And 2, I wanted to just stress the fact that this is a different market than a lot of other places because of the economy of Florida. Florida is a great place to live, great economy. A lot of that's due to the politics. We're not going to get into that here, but it's different here compared to a lot of other places. You can find similar situations in Texas, California, and New York because those are large economies. And when you get out of those places, not so much. All right, I hope this video was enlightening a little bit to you guys and gals. Maybe take away a little bit, give you a little insight into what the bullion world actually looks like on a transactional level. And hopefully it was some entertainment. Remember, all content on YouTube is for entertainment purposes only. But this is a tight business. It's a cutthroat business. And especially the bullion business, not so much the type numismatic business, but the bullion business is a bam, bam, bam business because we're operating in that 1 to 2 to 3% window for profit margin. And it's got to be fast, folks. So remember, don't hate on your LCS or your local coin dealer just because maybe they're buying generic silver at 2 back. All right, or maybe they're buying all silver eagles at just spot, regardless of the way that they look at. The economy is maybe different there. The level of demand may be different there. Their overhead may be different there. So just what is going on in one location, please don't judge another location because of that. We got a lot of great trading partners out there who watch our videos. And we as in Vermillion Enterprises makes good money transacting with those people, with those shops, with those businesses, and we want to make sure that they're staying healthy, because if they're healthy, we're healthy. All right, folks, I hope you have a great day. Today is Thursday. I'm excited for today. It's a great day already. We're banging already, and we're ready for transactions. We open in 42 minutes, and I am ready to go. I already got coffee waiting out in the parking lot for me. So let's transact, folks. You guys have a great one. We'll see you here in 42 minutes. Thank you.